If you are an Islamabad United fan, then welcome to this podcast because this podcast is about how Islamabad United are currently undefeated in the PSL. And honestly, does any team have the gall to beat Islamabad at this point? That and many, many much more questions with me, as always, my brother and co-host, Bashar Sayyid. Bashar, welcome back to Backward One Podcast, PSL Daily number 5, I believe.
Do you know what team I'm supporting?
I mean, no idea. No idea. You have to give it to me.
Does anything give it away?
This is like that time when I went to Dubai and I was talking to Indian fans wearing Indian jerseys and I was like, what team are you supporting? And they'd be so like taken aback by that question. He's like, what do you think I'm supporting? I was like, oh, sorry, I'm colorblind. I can't see these sunglasses don't even let me see color through the thing. And they'd be like, okay, yeah, whatever. What's your next question? They get really offended. So right now, you might be offending a lot of Islamabad United fans that I have asked to stay back and tune in.
To quote one of the people you interviewed, any doubt?
No doubt.
Of course, Islamabad United.
Shout out
Any doubt?
Shout out Dharan. Man, before we get into this podcast, we gotta shout out Sendwave real quick here. And you know why?
I'll tell you why. The reason why we need to shout out Sendwave is because Islamabad United won today. They've won 3 matches out of 3. Islamabad is a very data-driven team. The data tells us that Sendwave has the best rates. They've got the most competitive rates. And that it is fast and secure to send money to Pakistan. And if you use the code SCOREPK, you get $10 towards your first transfer to Pakistan.
That's 100% correct, Rashad. This PSL Sendwave is giving you guys the opportunity to send money back to Pakistan through us. When you use our special code SCOREPK, you get $10 off of your first transfer. And this is why you'll be wanting to do it. Sendwave has some of the most competitive rates in the market, like Bashar just said. They charge no transfer fees and make their money through their exchange fees instead, which means that you pay nothing out of your pocket. You and I have moved our entire money transferring apparatus over to Sendwave, and sending money in Pakistan has now become easy, fast, and absolutely reliable. All you got to do is link your debit card, verify your identity, and you'll be sending money in minutes. Again, use our code SCOREPK for $10 off of your first transfer. And thank you, Sendwave, for sponsoring this podcast.
I'm not sure if you were following, but there was a hailstorm today in Islamabad, and the drops of hail were the size of golf balls.
Thanks to Haider Ali and Colin Monroe.
There were damages to people's cars parked outside under no shade, and the areas where there were shade, the shade got damaged.
And no shade to Ali Tareen, but his ego might have gotten damaged today too, because he did tweet, should have picked Jason Holder or something like that. There was a Jason Holder tweet I saw.
He said Jason Holder now looks like a very good pick.
Yeah, with 9 wickets and over 100 runs. I would say so too.
Incredible. I mean,
Incredible.
There was lots of criticism on the whole United franchise and Rehan Bhai on why did you pick Jason Holder? And he went on Sporting Myth and he gave his reasoning, saying how he has a high action. He's 6'7", I think. So, and his ball release action is higher, which makes it difficult for the batsman. Plus, because he's tall, he has long levers, so he can actually hit good balls for boundaries.
Jason Holder is everything Fahim Ashraf wanted to be and was not.
Even
Even though you claim Fahim Ashraf is a PSL legend,
he is.
but just in general in life, Fahim Ashraf is looking at Jason Holder and being like, that's who I could have been.
But Jason Holder still wishes he was a Rana.
Yes, everybody wishes they're
Rana
Rana.
and Jason Holder.
In this climate, Rana, jeez. In this climate, everybody wishes they're Rana, man, honestly. IU is undefeated after 3 games, 3 convincing wins, not even a sweat broken by any of the IU players. Not a single match that I would say has gone down to the wire. Again, early days in the PSL, but as it stands right now, you're defending champions and your former employers feel like they can't be defeated.
And Multan seem like they can't get a win.
And they can't get a win.
They're 2 matches in and they're still looking to get a win. Today's match was actually a match between 2 of the most successful captains in the PSL's history. So Rizwan, I believe, has a 65% win percentage, whereas Shadab has a 57% win percentage. So it was the battle of the captains.
57.5 now after this one.
Wow. Okay. I stand corrected.
Quick maths. I just think all the gears are clicking in for Islamabad at the right point, man. Like it's a very good question that Bazid asked Shadab right at the press conference. I don't know if you heard it. The post-match ceremony. Bazid's like, are you guys peaking a bit too early?
Isn't that what I asked you the last podcast?
You should be there right now in Pindi.
Do you think Bazid is hearing to a backward point?
I think Bazid Basit might be a secret backward point fan. Basit Khan, if you're listening to the podcast, please comment.
And if you're listening to the podcast, make sure you use the code ScorePK.
Yes, Basit.
If you're receiving money from
Basit
abroad,
is sending money out of Pakistan. That man's was balling in all kinds of different arenas, and the bag is heavier every year. For
the bag
Basit.
is secured.
The bag is secured and it's heavy. Yeah, I mean, Shadab did say cheekily, he's like, no, I think we're just trying to win games. Every game is separate. And he actually, Taimu Rabani from the Patreon chat, also executive producer of the podcast, if you want to be one, you can check out the Patreon. He said that Shadab's post-match interview was great, and he has all the comings of a good T20 captain. And I agree with them. We're completely his post-match conference. He was talking about tactics. He was talking about matchups. He said that I keep the matchups of every single player in my pocket. So
did he like literally mean that? Or did he like mean that he knew the matchups?
I believe you're not allowed to take notes into the ground. So maybe he meant like as a metaphor, or maybe he meant it real time. I have no idea. But it just goes to show this guy he thinks on his feet, which is very different from a lot of the other captains in the PSL. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge to Bobsy the King. But when it comes to just being proactive, he brought himself earlier. He knew that he had a matchup with Rizwan, and he got Rizwan out earlier. Rizwan had nothing to do. And there's a lot of really good stats on Rizwan versus Shadab, which you will be telling us later in the podcast, which is why I implore everybody to stick around. But let's go innings by innings, Bashar. Multan won the toss, sent Islamabad to bat first. Sahibzada Farhan, who is on red hot form, probably the pick of the PSL so far for me. Him and Jason Holder both, and luckily they both happen to be in the team's hat that you're wearing. It's just it feels like after that century, something unlocked in Sahibzada Farhan, and now he just cannot be stopped.
Something within him has been unleashed,
but that's been unleashed for a while now because 4 centuries and God knows how many 50s
in the last month,
in the last 6 weeks. That's insane. That's a run. That's like a. Do you know what Linsanity is, Bashar? Have you heard of this term, Linsanity?
Does it have anything to do with Chris Lynn?
No, very close though. James Lynn, I believe it's James Lynn. Let me just double check this.
I thought Linsanity is because
Jeremy Lin. My bad. See, NBA fans are already pissed off at me. Jeremy Lin had this run in the NBA for about 3 or 4 weeks, where he arguably was probably the best player in the world. Have you heard of Jeremy Lin?
I have.
He played in the Toronto Raptors in 2019 and 2020.
Is he the tall Asian guy?
Tall Asian dude, yes. He had the best run. You should check out some of the documentaries on just Linsanity. Best run for 4 to 5 weeks. He beat the Lakers. He beat the Knicks. He was in the Knicks, sorry. He beat the Lakers. He beat, I don't know, like, there's like this huge run he went on. I'm losing exactly the stats, but there's really good documentaries. He was basically defending Kobe Bryant, and he scored like 50 odd points on Kobe Bryant against the Lakers. And Kobe was like, who the heck is this Asian dude dropping 50 on my head? And that's the run that Sahibzada Farhan finds himself. It's Farhan Sanity, Bashar.
Linsanity sounds good, but have you heard of Farhan Nitrate?
Is it some 380s reference?
Yes. So
hit me.
Farhan Nitrate is what the run that is Sahibzada Farhan is on, where he's scored. I think he's the highest run score right now in the PSL. He gets the Hanif Mohammed cap to wear in the field, and like the way he is utilizing the power play to me is the best thing, because Islamabad prides themselves on maximizing the power play. And the most impressive thing in Sahibzada Farhan's transformation into this new version that he is his six hitting. I think his six hitting in the past 6 to 8 weeks has been second to nobody in Pakistan's domestic circuit. And even right now in the PSL, anything that's in his range, he is smacking it. My only question is, do we take these stats for granted, or do we take it with a grain of salt, because these matches are happening in Pindi, where it's the most flattest pitch in all of Pakistan? So are we saying that good numbers, but yes, can he translate this to the international level next?
I mean, that's the question that he was asked at the presser, and I think it's actually kind of a little bit of a rude question, especially if you're in the middle of the PSL, and journalists in Pakistan have now known to be the most accommodating of journalists. We've seen some really horrific stuff coming out of the press box. But I think that question is far-fetched right now. I think right now we focus on the PSL. I don't think we can take anything away from Sahibzada Farhan, the form that he's in. Yes, the pitches are being assisted. Yes, the grounds are a bit smaller. Yes, it's the PSL. Maybe the bowling quality is not the best in the world. You can add as many adjectives, as many asterisks as you want, but you cannot take away the runs this man is scoring. And, it's just a start. It's 3 games into the PSL. He might find himself be a regular in the PSL format. And if he ends up being the top scorer of the PSL, there's a conversation about the Greens, for sure.
Also, Colin Munro has been in pretty good touch lately. To think that United got him in the silver category is a steal. That is some deal that they've locked in with Colin Munro, an experienced veteran of the PSL, and he knows exactly how to play in the Pindi conditions. 48, 25 balls, 4 boundaries, 2 sixes. The most impressive part about Colin Munro's batting to me, firstly, is the fact that he's batting out of position. He typically is an opener. He's going 1 down. Secondly, he has these reverse sweep shots against spinners. Have you seen that? Where it's like he changes his bat grip and then he changes his position and then he smashes it over the point fielder, or even this match he scored 1 shot over the cover fielder.
Bazid had a really good comms moment there where he said, is he a right-handed batsman or a left-handed batsman? It doesn't matter. It's gone for 4. I think that was a really good moment because honestly, you can't tell when you're in that zone. And again, like I feel like all the dominoes are falling at the right place for Islamabad United. But it begs the question that you asked, the question that Bazid asked, Shadab, is it happening too soon? And are we already at the peak of the curve? Or is this just the start? Because Shadab thinks this is just the start. And this is like the best part about this game for me as an Islamabad United fan was that you had people like Haider Ali come in and scrap like a 33 ball 15. Debut in the tournament for this year, comes out, boom. Is he not making a case for himself at number 5 and 6?
Well, Haider Ali actually has transformed himself from a top order batsman to a lower order finisher. Again, credits to Islamabad United. When we spoke to Haider last year on the podcast and even off the field, he said that Islamabad's management after the draft had a chat with him and they gave him absolute role clarity that Haider, you will be our lower order finisher. And, we don't care if you score a golden duck or if you score a 50. We want you to go out there, express yourself. And I remember, I think he did score a golden duck against Lahore in Lahore. And then he came back with a good finishing knock against Karachi Kings. And then he scored that brilliant knock against Peshawar Zalmi in the eliminator. So he has sort of reinvented himself at this level. And even in the BPL recently, he had a great BPL. And him batting at number 5, 6, 7 has been quite brilliant from him. To see him come down the track, down the order, and hit 6s at will is quite impressive.
I mean, there is much debate on if PSL is the right metric for the squad selection for the Pakistan cricket team. I don't know on which end of the spectrum I am on that, because the PSL is at the end of the day an entertainment vessel for the masses, and it's just there to provide quality cricket and quality entertainment. And I'm not sure it's really the right mode to select your prime squad members. But at the same time, if there ever it was a call for a middle order batsman who can smack at will, it's Haider Ali right now at number 5 and 6. He's waiting for that call.
Haider Ali fractured his left arm at the BPL, and
otherwise he would have been in the New Zealand
correct.
squad.
He mentioned in a post-match interview that he was contacted by the selection committee, and they told him that if you were fit, you would be on the tour to New Zealand. And I don't know. I think Haider Ali over Abdul Samad right now, probably.
Probably. Would I be surprised if he plays the 2026 World Cup? Not really. I just wanted to finish that loop on those Jerry Millen stats because they're very reminiscent of this Sahibzada Farhan situation. Jeremy Lin came off the bench and scored 25 points against. Let me just double check this. 25 points against and led the Knicks to a win. And then he scored 38 points against Kobe Bryant, and he in that run averaged 25 points per game, 9 assists per game, and 3.8 rebounds per game, and averaged 38 minutes per game. This is very similar to what Sahibzada Farhan is doing right now in this domestic setup, coming off the bench, wasn't even picked in the PSL roundup, gets picked in a supplementary category, comes off, kind of is replacing Matt Short, goes out and scores 100 in the second game and a 50 in the third game, and is now the leading run scorer in the PSL. And this is just the start of Farhan sanity, bro. There's a lot more.
Farhan nitrate.
Whichever one sticks. There's a lot more, many more games to come. And this might be the start of a very beautiful story of a comeback into the Pakistan team. Him and Saim in the opening slot, Fakhr at 4, Agha at 3, Haider Ali at 5, 6. I don't know, man. It's like looking like everything's falling apart, falling in place.
Just some numbers on Haider Ali in the last 2 years, batting at number 6 and number 7. So at number 6, he averages 31 with a strike rate of 159. At number 7, he averages 29 with a strike rate of 175. So there's something cooking with Haider Ali batting at number 5 and 6, provided you let him go out there, play his game, accept his failures, because the way he's playing in the position he's playing in the high risk shots he's playing, it's not going to pull off every single match.
And there was 1-6 that Haider Ali hit. I forget who the bowler was, but it was
Hasnan?
Maybe it was Hasnan, but it was the mid wicket shot, man. It connected so well. I felt like I was watching stick cricket. The noise off the bat felt like it was edited, or it wasn't real. But the ball went far, man. It went so far. That's when I knew that Haider Ali is cooking right now, and he's connected with who he should have been in the first place, and now he's really assumed his role to the max. And he's coming down, and he wants to finish this game. And his contribution, assisted with Jason Holder at the end, is why there was scoreboard pressure for Multan Sultans when they crossed 200.
Well, when I saw Haider Ali bat last year in person at the training camp, I came back from that, went to Karachi, and all my friends who are cricket fans asked me who is a player to watch out for in Islamabad. I said Haider Ali, because the way he was timing the ball, the way he was hitting sixes in training, it looked like he was a man on a mission, and that he wanted to prove a point to himself and to the naysayers that he still has a lot of cricket left. Pakistan is a country where you can become a star overnight, but then you can also become a villain overnight.
Mm-hmm.
And Haider Ali was I think still remains the only Pakistani batsman to score a 50 on T20I debut against England.
Yeah.
So he became an overnight star, the next coming of age of Babar Azam. And then suddenly when he had a few flop innings, we just discarded him.
Yeah, I think we had no agenda in the previous, in the inaugural in Islamabad United podcast, except for you. You were like, man, Haider Ali is the guy. I want to showcase his story. I want people to know where he's coming from, what's gone with him. He's the guy. He's the answer. And then what happened, Bashar?
And then you sabotaged it by not recording the audio.
I did not sabotage it. There was 15 minutes of audio in a 50-minute podcast, and the rest of the 35 minutes was lost. That was not my fault. I tried to save it, but it wasn't happening.
And then it became a running joke in the whole training camp that these guys came in to record podcasts but didn't record audio.
Yeah. But we tried our best to save it, guys.
Another news of today's match was that Salman Ali Agha was not playing. I think he picked up an injury in the last match.
Yeah, he was hobbling to the other end when he was running into the previous game against PZ.
Yeah, and then we saw our boy Shady come in to bat at number 4, which is his designated spot in the last few years for Islamabad. Looked decent for a couple of shots he played. But it goes to show that Islamabad has the squad depth to have different players come in, even get injured, but they still have the backups ready to come in and fill their place.
Bro, how many bowlers do Islamabad United have? Radi Meredith, Imad Wasim, Mohammad Shahzad, Naseem Shah, Jason Holder, Shadab Khan.
Today they only had 6, which is not enough actually. Islamabad typically goes with 7 or 8 bowlers.
That's insane depth, man. That is insane depth. Because yes, you put Agha in this team, then you get an off-spinning option as well. Man, that's crazy. That's insane.
I mean, if you bring Matt Short, and Matt Short is also bowls off spin, and I think he also bowls in the power play as well.
So like just the squad selection that was done pre-tournament has given so much leeway to Islamabad United camp to play with the squad as much as they want, and every formation that they make is a winning combination so far.
The one thing we've learned from Mike Hesson and his YouTube channel, I think it's called Coach Hesson, that he does immaculate research. The numbers game on Mike is insane, and he prides himself on doing the thorough research and being very well prepared for every scenario he's in. So even just watching some of his videos on the Champions Trophy and the IPL, like he predicted a lot of things based off of stats, data, and his experiences. So I rate Mike quite highly as an intellectual cricket mind, and then couple that with Rehan Bhai and his instincts goes pretty well.
Let's talk about the second innings where basically
I want to talk a little bit about Azam Khan because it looks like ever since we saw Azam struggle against Mark Wood last year in the UK, Mark Wood bowled a short pitch delivery to Azam Khan. I think it hit his glove. He got caught out, but looked like he was in no position to pull that ball. Ever since that, teams have understood that Azam Khan struggles against high pace, and he struggles against short pitch delivery. So every time he comes to bat, they put on pace bowlers because Azam has a great matchup against spin. He loves spin. He's a spin basher. But teams are now not giving him any options to bat against spin. And instead, they're challenging him against high pace. Last game against Zalmi, we saw when Azam Khan came to bat on, Babar brought in Alzari Joseph. And Alzari bowled, the first ball he bowled was a quick bouncer, top edge for 6.
Yeah.
This match, Azam comes into ball, a bat, I think Rizwan brings on Ubaid Shah or he brings on Chris Jordan.
Yeah.
And they have a clear plan. I saw this one visual of Rizwan talking to Chris Jordan that bounce it to him. Jordan wasn't able to direct the bouncer, but that is a clear plan against Azam now.
Azam was given a life today as well. He was dropped. He skied one and got dropped, and then he wasn't really able to capitalize it. I mean, this is sort of the story of every single batsman in Pakistan camp right now, is that the short ball is so effective. We saw the same thing against Usman Khan in the next innings, is where that same thing with Usman Khan does this thing with the shine off video thing that's very infurious for you and I, where he clears his front leg and wants to smack everything to either the offside or straight down. And excuse me, when you're a bowler and you know that that's what the go-to is going to be, it's very easy to bowl to you. Short pitch stuff, you're kind of done for. And same thing with Azam. Azam needs to really work on that game. I feel like there is still a hangover from that one delivery he faced James Wood, which when you and I talked to him, Mark Wood, sorry. When you and I talked to him in Dubai, he was like, man, honestly, that delivery just bounced off of the length that I had no idea what to do with. Like, he admitted it himself. And he was very just upset and angry with himself because he really wanted to smack that. And he's like, man, next time I see Mark Wood, I'm going to pull him to the biggest 6 ever. And I hope that happens because right now it doesn't look really good for the Azam. And I feel like more time in the nets, if you know that the plan against the opposition is going to give you that plan. Because what happens when the fast bowler comes on, right? Azam should know at this point that whenever I'm going to come to bat, there's going to be fast bowling because they're going to execute or try to attack my weakness. He should tackle that as quickly as possible because this tournament is a long tournament, but you'll be surprised how many chances it actually gives you to perform. He's only played 2 innings so far, so we might be a bit premature to talk about exactly how he's faring. But I would love to see a couple more games and see how he tackles the pace around his shoulder and above.
In the last 12 months, Azam has been dismissed 13 times out of 21 against pace. So looks like the matchup against him is working.
It is working so far, and he hasn't found an answer yet, which is probably a worrying sign. But the way that everybody else is rallying around Azam, like there hasn't been a need for Azam to click like he had to last year. And if there's one person that I know that will sort of find their footing as it comes to the more crucial games near the end, and then there's qualifiers and finals and whatnot, it's going to be Azam Khan.
The one matchup that's also working is Backward Point in Yashi Sports.
Oh my God.
Canada's home of cricket. If you're looking to buy high quality, top-notch cricket equipment in Canada or North America, Yashi Sports should be your go-to spot. They also have expert advice. And it doesn't matter whether you're a beginner starting out or you're a pro player, Yashi Sports has all the equipment you need on top of the expert advice that you get in store. And if that wasn't good enough, they've given us a exclusive code, BP10, for 10% off your next purchase. On top of that, if you have a big purchase at Yashi Sports, they also have free shipping on orders of $350 and up.
Man, it's April. People just start buying their kits and their bats and getting ready for the season, man. It's like the East Coast is like all melted out, and the sun was out today. It was like 10 degrees 2 days ago. Like it's happening.
This is the time to buy your equipment, use it in the net so you can break it. You don't want to be using new gear in matches.
Yeah, I got a new pair of shoes, and you know this. And I started using it in the nets from last week, and I just breaking it in, man, because I want it to be worn out. And when I'm in the game, I don't want to think about my shoes. I just want to think about how I'm going to take those wickets. So
it's the same thing with my thigh pads when I bought from Yashi Sports. They are Yashi Sports branded thigh
Moonwalkers,
pads.
no?
They are just like the Moonwalkers, but a lot cheaper.
But better.
And better.
Because cheaper is better.
100%.
Use our code, guys. Let's get those codes moving for both Yashi and Sendwave. That's the only way to tell these brands that, you know, our advertisement with them is working and you guys are enjoying it and it's working, is that you use our codes, and then that tells the brand, hey, these guys actually have loyal fan followings and they're here to support them. So we really appreciate when you guys do that. Let's talk about the second innings.
I want to talk about Naseem Shah and his opening spells lately. Now, when Islamabad was looking to get the Naseem Shah trade, I looked at Naseem's overall stats, and I think he was averaging 1 wicket per match in the PSL economy, like around 7.5. And in the podcast with Rehan Bhai, I am like, why did you have so much hype for Naseem Shah? He looks like it just averages 1 wicket per match, and his economy is okay, pretty good. And he said the 1 wicket Naseem Shah takes is in the power play and is of a top order batsman. Now, last match, he got the key wicket of Saimayu. And in this match, he gets the wicket of Shea Hope.
I mean, he should have had 2 in the first over.
Correct. It was a drop catch by Amal Wasim in the first over. But luckily, Naseem gets Shea Hope in the same over again. So Naseem in the power play is proving to be quite an economical bowler and a wicket-taking bowler getting a price scalped of one of the top order batsmen.
I mean, how many runs did he give in this game today? Like 5-6 runs in this first over. So he's actually 3 runs in the first over today, four byes as well. So he's proving out his worth in whatever the management had banked on him. He is providing those early wickets, and he's being economical in the power play. The problem, I think, still comes with the death bowling, because the length that he bowls can work when the ball is new, swinging, seaming, bouncing, but can it really work with the last 2 overs when you're trying to hit everything around the park?
Did you see Naseem Shah ball to Ubaid Shah? Did you see what happened there?
I did not see that.
It reminded me of if there's ever a scenario where I bowl against you.
There is.
What happened?
The backward 1 cup, which was a tie. Everyone knows this. If you're a fan of the podcast, you know exactly what happened.
If not,
this man thought that I was gonna walk over, and it turned out to be a tie.
If not, I'm gonna link it right here.
Yes, please.
What happened is that Ubaid Shah came into bat last wicket, and he was batting with Iftikhar Ahmed, and Iftikhar was trying to retain the strike by not giving too many singles to Ubaid Shah. But this was the second last delivery of the over. He takes a single, and Ubaid Shah is exposed for 2 balls against Naseem Shah. The first ball that Naseem Shah balls is a back of the hand slower ball, which Ubaid navigates for a dot ball. And then the last ball, Naseem goes back to his mark. He signals to Ubaid that he's going to bowl at bouncer. He does
Really?
this. He does this. Sort of what Shoaib Akhtar did to Brett Lee. And then Naseem comes in, he bluffs him, he bowls an in-swinging Yorker, which Ubaid barely digs out.
That's classic brother behavior. I love that. More of that. More of the sibling rivalry in the PSL, please.
And then he also gave Ubaid a few words.
Yeah, of course. Like if you and I were facing against each other, you would have heard it from me too, bro.
I think.
Remember that one game that on Tech you played UTSC?
Yes.
I gave you everything. We lost that game, but I gave you everything
I got you out in the match. I got you caught behind.
Caught behind, apparently. Yes.
In an indoor match with table.
Yeah, and people usually don't have keepers when you're playing indoor, and suddenly I was caught behind. I think I was the only person in the history of the UTSC indoor game to get caught behind.
I think I have a matchup against you.
I mean, we'll see. Didn't get me caught out at the BP Cup.
I also feel like Naseem is that mean older brother, because I heard an interview.
As one should be. As an older brother, I can say that you should be mean and bullying your younger sibling.
Relax. Because I heard an interview of Hunan Shah, and Hunan was asked, Hunan, you hit the winning runs last year for Islamabad United when they won the PSL. But there was an exchange of words when Naseem got out. You went inside. What did Naseem say to you? And you would think Naseem would be like, Hunan,
Yeah.
I know you can do it. Go out there, score the runs. No. Naseem says to Hunan, if you don't score the winning runs, make sure you leave from there.
Say it in Urdu. What did he actually say?
He said, "Agar ek run nahi hua, wahin se wapas chale aana."
That's hilarious. That's something I mean, when I say that to you, I'm thinking about it. Like,
I think I would say it to you because I'm the captain of our team.
Yeah, so now the roles are a bit reversed because you are the senior player in our team and I play under you. So yeah, maybe you would say that to me, but there have been moments, not to expose us, but there were moments where the Syed brothers could have pulled something for shit and we weren't able to do it. So the onus goes on us to be more present when it comes to winning games, like the Shah brothers.
What's happened with us now is that people in the cricket circles know of us. Mm-hmm. So when we go to bat, people are sledging us for backward point.
Yeah, you guys are getting us in trouble, guys.
Like, oh, the backward point boys are here.
All they can do is talk.
Let's see if they can bat as well as they can talk.
And people feel a certain pride when they score against us or get us out. So I remember there was this one match where I was trying to get this batsman out, and he wasn't smacking anybody else except for me. He was trying to hit me so hard, and because of that, he just kept missing me. And I think had like 2 overs that I bowled him, maybe like 10 or 11 deliveries, and he only spanked me for like 5 or 6 runs. So it does backfire, guys. If you're trying to hit backward point, know that there are consequences.
So Multan's power play was really good. They got 62 for 2 in the power play. And I thought that they had the platform set for guys like Bracewell and KG to come in and chase this down. But then the matchup between Shadab and Rizwan happened.
Yes. So apparently there is a matchup, which I was unaware of. But the notes and the data suggest that Shadab is kind of conquering Muhammad Rizwan in the field.
Ready?
Let's hit me.
Here's the matchup. So out of all the games that Rizwan has ever played, Shadab Khan has gotten him out the most time, which is 5. Now, just the head-to-head Shadab against Rizwan, Shadab has balled to Rizwan in 8 innings, and he's gotten him out 5 times. And Rizwan has just managed to score 31 runs at a strike rate of 75 and average of 6.2.
Shocking, bro. What are these all PSL stats? Or does
These
that
are all
include
T20 stats. This could
T20
be
stats?
domestic T20s, this could be PSL, this could be other leagues.
I'm not looking for a Kaptana there, bro. Damn. So like the matchup thing that Shadab was talking about, there was some weight to it because he knew that Rizwan is kind of struggling with wrist spin, and I should probably step in earlier and get that wicket in. And so he did. And that reaction, did you see his reaction?
The reaction was quite aggressive.
I mean, Shadab is an aggressive kind of guy. So to be fair to him, but that seemed personal. I don't know. He said it on the post match ceremony that a reaction is just a reaction. It could be of any wicket, but come on, it's a bit personal.
Something is up.
Something is up, and as it should be. A little bit of rivalry goes a long way when it comes to creating interest. And I was there for it, man. It was good fun.
Jason Holder continues to be a wonderful pick for Islamabad. Got 4 wickets, and I think he is loving to play in the PSL. The interesting part about Jason is that when Iftikhar came into bat, we saw Jason go around the wicket and started bowling Yorkers to Iftikhar. Now, I later found out that was because he was trying to create a left arm angle against Iftikhar because Iftikhar averages low against left arm pace.
Smart. Again, the data, the matchups. It's not just the data and the matchups that you take into the ground, but you're actually utilizing them. And obviously, there's a narrative against each and every player that the captain and the bowlers have, and they have a plan against each and every one, which is really good to see executed. This is the sort of stuff that we've been complaining about is lacking the national team, and at least the PSL teams have that wherewithal to move that forward. Let me give you another stat. Jason Holder right now is proving to be one of the great picks of this PSL. He has 9 wickets. I believe he's he's 9 wickets, but guess who's at number 3?
4 wickets?
Yeah.
Shadab
with 6. 6 wickets, best 3 for 26, averaging 9.5 runs per wicket and 7 economy. What do you say about that? Do you think that Shadab Khan's bowling is actually improved, or do you think Shadab Khan's bowling this is just the result of T20 nature?
I think Shadab's bad ball percentage has gone down in the PSL.
But it's still there.
It's still there. Like I think he still bowled a full toss today. I think it was the first ball against a new batter.
The first ball he delivered was a half tracker, and the same over he delivered a full toss as well.
Yeah, I think the first ball to a new batter, it was a full toss. And so I think his bad ball percentages have gone down, but they're still there. He's still bowling some short stuff. And I think the short stuff is what he needs to work on the most because I don't see him bowling full tosses as much. It's more of the short pitch stuff that's happening. And
but these stats are saying something else, bro. Something wondrous is happening before our eyes. And I don't know if it's translating well to everybody else, but Shadab might be coming into form with the bowling. I don't know. Well, last year he was the player of the tournament.
Correct. So again, it is the debate whether PSL is a good metric to judge stats on. I think Shadab is a great player, great bowler for the PSL level right now. But when he comes to internationals, maybe it's the pressure that's getting to him, or maybe it's just the team environment or the confidence that he's been given that he is not able to translate his PSL performances in the Pakistan team.
Jason Holder, on the other hand, has scored 52 runs in this PSL, high score of 32. Strike rate of 208, this man has. He scoring runs from the bottom, and he's taking wickets from the top, man. What more can this man do?
4 of the top 6 players for the most impact are from Islamabad, being Jason Holder at the top, followed by Farhan Nitrate, and then Colin Munro and Imad Wasim.
Yeah, I mean, this goes to show last year when they won the league, they didn't have any player in the top scoring any of the top mantles. And
No players in the top 5 run scorers or top 5 wicket takers, but 3 guys in the top 10 most impact.
that's what I was trying to say. Thank you very much. And just goes to show that they bank on players that have the impact ratings to the max. And not only that, this time around, they have players in the top 5 with the runs, in respect to runs and in respect to wickets. So something magical might be happening. I mean, we might be seeing a back-to-back run like we predicted previously.
With Matt Short coming in, with Salman Ali Agha subject to
bench, yeah.
fitness, with those 2 guys coming in for Andres Goose and for any of the other batsmen, I think this is going to be a far more threatening Islamabad team.
Tomorrow is KK versus QG. Thoughts on that before we wrap up tonight?
Is that in Karachi?
It is in Karachi.
The PSL should look into having some fake audience noises like they had in COVID, just so we can have a better experience of watching the
I believe
game at
Karachi
home.
gives us 2 more games. This one and the one on Sunday, which is going to be Islamabad United versus Karachi Kings, which also happens to be the day, Sunday happens to be the day that we are going live with our Patreon members on our Patreon call and also watching at least the first innings of that game. We're going to be live at 11 a.m. EST. We're at least committing to the first innings. We might watch the full game. We don't know yet. It is a Sunday, so there might be other requirements elsewhere as well. But if you guys want to join that, you can join the Patreon. The links will be in the description. And you guys can come join the Patreon, enjoy the exclusive Patreon chat. We're just bumping right now during the PSL time, which is a great time to be amongst other like-minded people, and then come and watch the game with us. And we'll be sharing stories from our PSL adventures and some little news that has come and gone, and reasons behind it, and just chatting, man. We haven't spoken to you guys in such a long time. It was before the Champions Trophy when we were flying out. We got to speak with the Patreon fam. It's going to be a long time since then. So do join that. That is at 11 a.m. on Sunday with the IU-KK game. Thank you to Sendwave for sponsoring the podcast. Thank you to Yashi Sports for sponsoring the podcast. Thank you, Bashar Sayed, for appearing on the podcast with me. And we'll see you guys tomorrow after tomorrow's game.
Cheers.